Welcome back to Dark Nexus. Tonight, it's Act 4, Chapter 187. We're still on the 31st of Frost, wrapping up the final details in Kathir. So, we know that Dabwick and Neb paid a visit to a certain warren on the east end of town. But before that, they did some shopping, and we spared you, dear listeners, having to listen to us talk for 35 hours about what they would buy. What did we end up purchasing? Paul, why don't you kick us off with some of that stuff since you were characters who were actually there doing it?
Yeah, so we picked up 4,200 gold pieces worth of diamond dust.
Nice. That's for all the restoration spells that have to be cast.
And 5,000 gold pieces worth of diamonds for Raised Dead.
Awesome.
One single diamond worth 5,000 gold.
Yeah, a single diamond.
Yeah.
I know some stuff was bought for Pandora.
Yeah, to make use of those mnemonic vestments, we picked up a scroll of rope trick.
Why don't you save what that does until you cast it, because it'll be fun for everyone.
A scroll of clairaudience / clairvoyance.
Quick highlight on what that does.
That's it's a long casting time spell, so it's not like it's information gathering if you want to listen to a conversation in another room or scout out an area
From a distance.
Nice. It's good. And the third one I got was dimensional anchor.
Such a good spell.
You're not going anywhere.
None of my
None of
dudes
your
are going anywhere.
guys are teleporting out of here.
And you got a couple potions, right? But what do we
Yeah,
we'll keep that quiet.
Yeah. Do you want me to say what they are, but
No,
not why?
No,
Okay,
why not?
Let's
Let's just keep it quiet. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have mentioned it.
No, you're right.
And we got some stuff for Bash in the way of...
Yeah, I had to get some more stuff to make and craft some more ammunition because it's just like firing money. And I had to get crafting stuff to learn and then write all of Mun's formula book into my formula book. Very exciting. And also got a little formula of the extract and large person for my good buddy Grip.
Ooh, that's going to be fucking fun.
Purchased specifically for the Gripper. I love it. So we spent nearly 13,000 gold pieces, and where the bulk of those funds came from was selling off fucking Myacne and Mun's bullshit. So this particular foray into the great market was sponsored by the great fucking philanthropist of Casimir. So feel good every time, Gripper, you get that spell cast on you, or you drink that extract. Think of that fucker.
I will.
Oh, Katie has her hand up.
I have had meaning to say this for weeks.
Oh, why don't you say it now?
Pandora at some point would like to take the book plate of recall
Yes.
out of Men and Fucking Vultures.
Oh, yeah.
and put it in the narcotic manuscripts.
Great.
I don't know what it entails anymore because we got it 3 billion episodes
It's
ago.
on your sheet, but I think you just basically put it in there.
I'm just going to do it.
Just
and we're
do
going
it.
to just say I'm just doing it.
Just got to it.
I'm just going to do it,
It's canon
guys.
now. It's canon.
But I have been looking, every time I open my sheet, I go, oh, you know what? I got to get that. I gotta change that.
So I think we're meeting back up at the Indigo Gorgon, joining back up with a very intoxicated Grip and a completely stone
You don't
cold,
fucking know me.
completely stone cold sober
Mayor Grip.
Bash for some good old fashioned drunken therapy this afternoon.
Yeah.
Not for Bash, because Bash is going to be transcribing some formula into his book, which seems about right. But who's talking to who today?
Dabwick would love to talk with Pandora.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Pandora would just love to talk to Dabwick because she just likes talking to Dabwick.
I guess that's all that's happening because Bash is the other one that needs
yeah.
therapy, and he's
I'm
he's
at
keeping busy.
5, but I'm not that worried about it. I'll probably talk to Theraval or Dabs sometime.
Again, Bash is not aware that he is ill in any way, shape, or form.
I think Pandora would suggest to Theraval that Bash might need help. He might need someone to talk to. And that maybe she isn't the best person to do it right now since they are at odds on the Okano thing.
And I guess Theraval wouldn't know Bash's default state any which way. So,
Yeah.
Well, so maybe he would just try to be in the room with you while you're working and just try to talk to you. and not make it seem like he's got an ulterior motive, but that he wants to let you start talking. while you're working, and just to, in an effort to just I need to know the people I'm traveling with a little more. I've known you from afar. It feels like.
Yeah. No,
But if you don't mind, I might sit and just watch you work a bit.
that sounds great. The thing I'm working on right now, this is elemental touch. What it's going to do, it's going to allow grip to fucking crush people. I cannot wait to have him crush those fucking slavers.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be so good.
You spent time there.
Yeah, this other one here, this is bull strength. You know what that is, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This one's going to be really good.
Yeah. What's that one?
Enlarged person.
That sounds amazing. Shh.
I got to focus.
Perhaps a precursor to an eventual therapy visit.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta lay a little groundwork. I also I don't know that the kind of thing that could happen with him focusing on that. I don't know.
No, you can't do both things at the same time.
But yes, we're laying some ground.
Yeah, and a moment without Grip's eyeballs on you being around.
Yeah.
And a sort of a toe dip here. I love it. Great.
Also, is Grip literally like passed out in the corner?
What do you think, Robert? How much did he drink? I'm not going to make it
How
fun
much
anyway
did
today. So
Bash leave him to drink?
I mean, I think that Bash was like, this is like water, and just kept being like, this isn't doing anything.
And I think.
oh, he's going to roll a
I'm
die.
gonna let's bring the dice into this. Here.
Absolutely.
He did not come
Fortitude
here
save.
not to roll.
All right. Well, that's a 31 perception check. So I think he does notice that it's not having any effect on you. And I think they've probably drank together enough that he knows the signs of he's starting to get in his cups a little bit now. And I think once he realizes that's not, I think he commandeered the bottle. And so let's say Grip drank half of the bottle himself.
Let's give the old boy an afternoon's rest with some, with some booze. What about Dabwick and Pandora?
Yeah.
Where are you steering this, Dabs? Or are you just allowing her to steer?
The things we saw down there. We have to right the wrongs as we go. It's not just that we have to pursue the enemy. We have to clean up after them on our way.
What compels you to clean up after others' wrongs?
I'll try to make it right, try to make the world right again.
But why? What is that satisfying you?
Isn't that part of our purpose here? Is we're gonna make things balanced again and make sure that they stay balanced. I mean, that's what I sort of think of it. Mm-hmm. Think of it as a blight, but it's foreign, right? It's alien. It doesn't belong here. It's taken over us. It spreads. I'm turned towards figuring it out, finding its source, destroying it as best we can.
I'm inclined that way too. Does it deter you that we have been told by persons or entities, trustworthy or not, that it is impossible?
There are so many things that I'm doing right now that I would have thought impossible weeks ago.
Weeks.
Yes. So you still have hope?
I think when I lose hope, that's the moment we should all be concerned.
When Dabwick thinks about these abilities that they have now, that, are fairly miraculous in a ludicrously short period of time that could only happen in a tabletop role-playing game. Do they think of them as their abilities, or do they think of them as someone else's abilities being shared with them? Do they think that the understanding is theirs, or that they are being granted the understanding? You know, you've skirted the edges of the lodge for so long, and their deeply held belief that there is a will of the world that gives, shares, imparts knowledge, understanding, power. And you've said a couple of times that that's not where Dabwick came up thinking. Where are they at now? Do they own it or are they borrowing it?
I think that they are finding themselves awakening, in the process of awakening and becoming something, and that their life, their power, might be guided by a greater purpose. For now, that greater purpose is to right the wrongs, maintain the balance. But I think that there's been a growing question in their minds since they started dreaming of the white feathers.
Yeah.
Pandora rolled a 32 religion check.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a deity that aligns with the way that Dabs is speaking that she could casually bring up during this conversation?
Well, based on what Paul just said, let's assume that Dabwick has been able to share a little bit of this dream experience that they've been having of chasing this bird. And I can also maybe picture Dabwick kind of unconsciously touching these bracers, this gift from J-Dove, the swallowtail bracers. And I think she would probably clue pretty heavily into, I think it's safe to share it, Paul?
Well, I think that Desna's becoming more, making themselves more and more apparent in Dabwick's life.
Dora, with her vast intelligence, would try to pluck other coincidences and images and things they've seen. And to her, reinforcing the idea that to her that makes a lot of sense. And that it's the kind of external validation for what one is doing that a lot of people need and find comfort in.
Excellent. Let's make a wisdom or an intelligence check for Pandora.
Oh, 16 with an action point.
Okay. So that is how much sanity damage healed? Kate?
7.
7 points. So Dabwick
Amazing.
goes from 10 sanity damage down to 3 over the course of this afternoon.
I really feel more like myself. Thank you.
That is lovely.
I'd like to pitch a weird thing,
Yeah.
and feel free to say no. But I'm wondering if the first half of the day, when Grip and I were getting drunk, if he might have been able to, that might actually count as therapy, and he might have been able to give me +1 since he has a wisdom bonus.
Fascinating. Robert, give me a roll.
That's a 2.
The answer is no.
Three with my new bonus.
It was the
But
booze.
still-
it
but
was
still
the
fun.
booze.
Story-wise, like now that Grip can actually mechanically do
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
really fun.
Yeah.
That's great. Otherwise, the rest of the afternoon goes as planned, which is still, in the case of Theraval and Neb, a lot of recovery. It sounds like we are planning on preparing some spells tomorrow to do the final wrap up of the magical recovery that has to happen. They're still feeling terribly drained and wasted with 2 negative levels each. And Gripper is still sitting on some ability score drain that will also be taken care of tomorrow. So some rest and recovery and conversation over the course of this day. Dabwick would, of course, go out and meditate. I'm guessing probably on Desna today. Anything else particular on Dabwick's mind?
To follow Desna or their impulses to pursue this confrontation with Jean and Dor, Dabwick also has to consider leading Neb there.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they're meditating on.
Yeah, so Paul considers Paul.
Yes.
I love it.
I'll do a blog post about it.
I think after it becomes apparent that the chatting with Bash is only going to go so far.
Yes.
He will leave him. Theraval will leave him to his work so he can get his work done, and then he's going to go out looking for his act. And I think he's going to go. He's going to make his way to somewhere waterside, since that's where he spent time in Casimir, and he's just going to look for someone. Like, he's not looking to save the world with this one, right?
Yeah.
But he's going to look for like someone struggling with a broken net, like a ripped net, or something that he could maybe do some sort of, what orisons do I have in like a make whole or
You get to
mending? I could use like somewhere he could unobtrusively use the mending orison to like help someone without them seeing it.
The port of Kathir is massive, as I've said, and there is so much money coming in and out of this place. So all of the docks are so crowded by these mercantile outfits and the pleasure craft of incredibly wealthy people. And Theraval would discover that like the kind of lifeblood of part of this community, which is the fishing trade, is largely a bunch of folks with significantly less money and maybe just a single boat to their name who have to somehow slip their small boat in with their small catch between all the much more giant boats, like, you know, just pay what they can afford to, you know, stop at a certain slip for a length of time just to get their catch out. And yes, you can absolutely find somebody who is struggling with time, money, and resources, and when they are dealing with some other concern, probably paying for their time there, like just surreptitiously take care of some netting that they may, in the course of their day, not have the time to actually mend on their own.
Yeah.
I love that idea. That's really fun. You do also notice as you catch sight of yourself in the water, you know, it's been a hot sec since we've described Theraval physically, but this hair that is such a distinctive part of his physical presentation, which you might recall from a number of pictures of Matt's artwork, kind of this rainbow cascade of different colors on this very, very long hair.
But it's like, it's the colors of like dusk and sunset is the progression, sort of.
Catching sight of your reflection in the water in the late afternoon sun there, momentarily startled by what you see, because you just look so freaking washed out, and squint and look again. Surely that was the brightness of the reflection off of the water. No, something has changed since you've returned, and your hair is obviously fairly rapidly, since you're noticing a difference just 24 hours in. Your hair is paling out. The colors are fading. Still there now. Mm-hmm. And maybe someone who doesn't know you too well or who hasn't known you for too long wouldn't notice the difference. But you do. A change is happening.
Like a butterfly.
I gotta get some. Is there a I don't even know what are the beauty stores.
Salon.
Do you
Spa.
Do you stop at a place in the Great Market on the way back and pick up some dyes?
Yeah, I think he does.
Okay.
Full twilight.
I don't want to fade. I don't want to fade.
I want to stay bright. Theraval picks up some dyes on the way back. Overnight, we all sleep, and we all, of course, share the godforsaken, god-awful dreams of Jamandor. But in the middle of that parade of horrors, Dabuk does find themselves back in the sewers of Casimir, and for somebody else that might feel awful, but of course for Dabuk that feels like home. And it's you're back in Casimir's locker, flying, fluttering, flitting through the sewers, chasing after now just a sound of distant wings. There's not even the sight of feathers to catch anymore. And this feeling that there was something to reach is getting thinner and harder to hang on to. What is in your heart?
How do I find Ilari?
This question surfaces in your heart for the first time in so long in this chase. You do catch the distant sight of a white wing so far ahead. Extra burst of speed, you chase after it, round the corner, and come to a dead end. But at the bottom, on the ground, at this dead end, this place where this sewer tunnel ends, there's a spilled, empty bottle of brown liquor. And you wake. And my friends, it is the first day of the month of Gozrin, equivalent of April. It's the month dedicated to Gozre, who is essentially the god of nature in this pantheon. Now we know not the god of many, many druids in this world, but we know not the specific god of the lodge. They worship this will of the world, and not to Dabwick specifically, but a god that around the entire world is cherished as the chief god of nature, a very dualistic deity. Storm and sky, wave and surf, the ocean's fury, the wind's wrath, a very fickle deity, very fitting for the kind of weather most places around the inner sea experience during this month. In the morning, after the community has gathered for the worship of Syrinscape, Pandora meditates for the day.
Indeed. And the image of that woman that she reached for yesterday, is right there. Like she's waiting for her. And she knows just what she wants. And she sees this priestess out of her armor for the first time. And
she's a warrior priestess.
She
normally.
is, yeah. She wields the, what is it, a scimitar?
Mm-hmm,
right? Yep.
mm-hmm.
And a shield emblazoned with the dawn flower. And gleaming armor. She's very, celebrated. But now she's in more of an infirmary type setting. It's post-conflict. And she has shed her armor. She is, bleeding from a cut above her eye, but she has neglected herself so that she can come here. And she approaches a young man who lost his arm. And she begins the prayers over that young man. And when Pandora awakes, she is...
When Pandora finishes remembering...
Yeah. Yes. When Pandora finishes remembering the person she used to be.
Yeah.
She has knowledge of the spell restoration.
Fantastic. Early in the morning, let's get that cast on the gripper, right away, yeah?
Yeah.
So we have the components necessary. You've got the slots necessary.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use, since my 6th level spells are not as useful as my 4th level spells, I think I'm going to use 6th level slots to cast these.
Great. So Robert, go ahead and check off all the rest of your ability drain. With 2 castings of this spell, it's all gone. All gone.
Oh, thank you.
And then we gather up Theraval and Neb into Pandora's care. Pull through an unholy shit ton of diamond dust,
Yeah.
4,000 gold pieces of it, and 4 castings of this 4th level spell to remove the 2 negative levels that Theraval suffered upon death, and the 2 negative levels that Neb suffered upon death. And the 2 of you can click both of those off. And then, as far as I know today, we have the lingering matter of Stanhope Nixon, whose body is still being kept and preserved at the barracks of the Stewards of the Vault. Is today the day to figure out whether to handle it or not?
I think we have to start with the speak with Dad and
All right.
ask him directly what he wants to do.
Heading back over to the Mysterium and the barracks, it's, would anybody else notice the difference? Probably not. But it's gotta feel a little like a ghost town to the 6 of you. Instead of the 4 Stewards of the Vault standing guard outside, there are simply 2, Sister Bahamin and Brother Rasul. You would have caught their names at some point. And heading inside the barracks, there's almost nobody left. the man who's the
Their charge is
chef
finished.
down there. Yeah.
Their watch is over.
Oh,
Brother Man and Brother Karash, Brother Iram are sleeping upstairs, and the cook knows to expect you and shows you into the office there, and the whole building is quiet and empty and really is now at this point just ticking down the days until the new moon and the structure closes up for good. And then presumably those that have survived, and those that have remained will have to decide for themselves: do they become simple librarians and tend to the first floor will still exist, will still be accessible, but it contains nothing of true historic value that couldn't be found elsewhere really in this district? And also, would that be a fulfillment of their lifelong vow to protect this world from dangerous magic and dangerous text? They have a big decision ahead of them, and you can see it on the face of this cook, who is, I picture, kind of the same age as Sister Thyr, would have known them all for a very long time. There's a heaviness in the air, a heaviness in his soul, as he leaves you with the body of Stanhope Nixon. Theraval has prepared to speak with dead, is that correct?
He has.
A much less violent way to get information from a soul than the confabulation plates. So, speak with dead. Let me start with
First
the first.
time for this campaign, yeah?
Yeah, we've never actually cast it, have we?
No, we use it all the time in Mommy's Pass.
Yeah. Here's the first question. Do you two share an alignment?
Oh boy.
I am chaotic good.
no.
We will roll a will save for Stanhope, as Theraval casts this spell that takes 10 minutes. Robert, do you have an idea in your head of what this magic looks like for you?
I think he focuses on the face. If the eyelids had been shut, I
Sure.
think he would have opened them.
He opens them. Okay.
And he's just looking. I mean, it's like he does with everything. He's trying to find the space in between. Like he pretends he can see it until he can see it. You know what I mean?
So he's holding his dead face and staring into the lifeless eyes for 10 minutes and zoning out and finding what lies inside there.
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. Creepy, beautiful. And, unlike, he actually had a relationship with Stanhope. Is a thing, unlike Neb, who just encountered him at the door. Like, they did actually...
They traveled the time.
Quite a considerable amount of time together. And they went through...
They were seated together.
They were seated together, and they went through the healing process, the recovery process from that god-awful monthly save. Probably some recovery, some damage and some recovery.
Yeah.
They have been in the trenches together in a way that excludes Neb. Neb just did not experience any of that.
Right.
But
Also
that long
excludes
journey,
like the rest of the party.
yeah, it does.
Like,
it really does, John. Like
Yeah.
the rest of the party has not shared anything this meaningful experience-wise with Stanhope the way that Stasi and Theraval did.
Yeah.
Yeah. After 10 minutes of staring into between the molecules of his eyes, Johnny, I need a will save.
that's a natural 20.
All right, so story choice to be made here. Now the good news is,
Asshole.
hang on. The good news is, the corpse is not forced to not answer.
Right.
The corpse is now, the soul that inhabited this body is now given a choice as to whether or not they wish to respond. So Theraval will talk to the soul of the departed Stanhope, and Johnny, you can choose to answer or not, and you can actually, according to the rules here, you can choose to attempt to lie using bluff if you wish. You've got 6 questions available to you, Theraval. His soul is now in the great beyond, traveling to his final judgment.
So if I ask a question and he chooses not to answer, That's 1
Correct.
of 6. Does that mean then it's shut down, or
No.
the others are still to be
you could
attempted?
or could not answer a different question.
Yeah, you can answer
You
your
get
6 questions, no matter what John does now. I can't believe you rolled a fucking natural 20.
I can't believe that.
It's
literally
so perfect.
It's
It's so perfect.
Stanhope's gonna Stanhope.
Yes.
Yep. To the very bitter
People
fucking
make
end.
it difficult.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Would
I love
here's
it.
here's a question. Would
Yeah.
Theraval, having come through it now,
Yes.
recognize, like, what if he had not made that last save before he died? If Stanhope had not made that last save before he died and he had given in to the enzymes,
He would now be a Proto-Shoggoth,
Yeah.
and then he would have, once the wards were lifted, been zooped to the Dark Tapestry.
Theraval would recognize that as a thing that happened, that he could have wound up as a
It happened
Proto-Shoggoth.
to the other
Yes.
stewards, so yeah.
You have Stasi's visual assessment of it not happening, and you also have Pandora's ability to share what she processed of the story.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's safe to say
Okay.
in-game Theraval can understand that.
So as the spell starts to resolve, I think you start to see like some of that star stuff like,
Yeah.
come out of his eyes and his mouth. And,
Oh, bleeding out of his eyes into the air?
Yeah.
Down to connect with his dead eyes into his dead mouth.
Not connect.
Dead mouth.
Interweave between.
Weave between.
the space between.
Tying the spaces between.
You're so punchy.
Friend Stanhope, I am calling to you from the world. Will you speak with me?
Yeah, man.
So the corpse, and how fucking freaky to the rest of you, with full life and vibrancy, but absolutely dead eyes and ashen pale face, lifeless face. Yeah, man.
Pandora is holding Dabs' hand.
How does Neb feel about this, knowing that Stanhope was the one that almost killed them?
Neb is wide-eyed with fascination about this whole process.
Never seen this, right?
No, never seen anything like this before.
In your final moments, you chose to remain human and not become one of them. Does that mean you want to come back to us?
I don't know. I mean, I really liked not, turning into like whatever that thing was,
Yes.
but what does it mean to come back?
We are continuing our quest against these horrors that have been brought to the world. Do you want to continue to play a part in doing something dangerous and good?
You mean like you, me, and Stasi would like go and kick their asses?
I will be there. Neb is there.
The rat?
The Asoki, yes. The others from before are there. Stasi is not. She made her choice. This is now the choice before you. What will you decide?
I gotta tell you, I'm a little torn. Cause, I didn't like having that thing in my head. But at the same time, it'd be kind of cool to be, a hero. What do you think?
I think you should listen to your heart, but you must tell us. We cannot move forward unless you give us an actual answer. Do you want to come back to the world and pick up the fight again?
Is there a coin in my pocket?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, would you pull it out? I can't really grab it.
All right.
Theraval fishes around in the corpse's pants.
What are on the two sides of the coin?
Is this an Ustalavian coin or a Taldorian coin? Or did you pick up a coin in Kathir?
I think it's, let's see. I will say that was a Taldorian coin.
Minted in Casimir. It's got the old emperor on one side and an anchor and fishing net on the other.
So, Emperor, I stay here. But if it's the fishing net, then you guys drag me back to hang out with you.
If that's how you wish to proceed, fair enough.
You gonna flip it?
I'll flip it.
Just make sure he knows he's going to owe us 5,000 gold pieces.
That is a natural 1.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what's your scale.
That is a no. That is the Emperor's face. That is a no.
And the spell's over. That's a fun twist.
2 times I rolled. 1 was a natural 20. 1 was a natural 1.
You will not.
That was not what I was expecting to happen.
No.
Fucking exhausted. I don't even have anything to do with that.
The spell ends. And Stanhope is out of breath. Flush with life and laughter, his muscles in that delightful state, exactly bridging energy and exhaustion. And though we know he died in the Arcana level of the Mysterium, that's not what he remembers. He remembers being at a ball. Yeah, he remembers taking part in a group dance at this amazing festival hall that he thought was an indoor function space, but somehow seems to also be a sprawling garden. He remembers dancing with a bunch of totally lovely young women, like all of them, but also dancing with his mom? Boy, he really must have had a lot of wine, because he's having a tough time remembering exactly what his moment before was here. But there's no red stains, nor no vomit stains, on the front of his tunic, so he's pretty sure, mostly sure, at least kind of sure he's not been drinking. But whatever, it's a hell of a party, and holy shit, the Lord of the Manor approaches him. Lord what's his butt? What was his butt? Names are totally escaping him. This handsome dude with these dark, sad, sunken eyes that are somehow also red roses? Lord what's his butt? What is his butt? He spilled a shit ton of wine down the front of his white shirt. Or is his stomach bleeding? No, probably not, because this dude's carrying a fruit basket, and nobody walks around with a gut wound and a fruit basket. So Lord what's his butt? What is his butt? He leans it and he whispers, Stanhope, you are the next entertainment. I know your meaning of choice, and I approve. One limerick composed now that captures the essence of your life, your accomplishments, that which you've learned or failed to learn, whatever it is you want to say about your life thus far. Johnny, I will now ask you to leave the room and compose the limerick that Stanhope performs. While you are gone, I will instruct your fellow players in the criteria by which your composition will be judged. You will not know what the criteria are, but they are driven by the little fucking story hook you gave me, and we will see what happens. Get out of here. Give me a limerick, and do it quickly. The whole room is watching. Capture the essence of Stanhope's life, accomplishments, that which he's learned or failed to learn, whatever it is that he thinks is the most important thing to say about his life thus far.
Have fun.
Okay, Robert. You will judge the quality of the meter and the rhyme. How strictly does he stick with the exact construct of a limerick? Syllable count, rhyme scheme, etc.
Yep.
Katie.
Yeah.
You are to judge the poem as an artistic expression of a confession. How much of is it a confessional? Is he sharing things he would have otherwise kept to himself? Polly, you are to be the judge of the level of passion in the poem, in both the delivery and the content. Bonus points for actually mentioning love or trauma. It doesn't have to be just positive passion or just negative passion. Either way, it's all good. So, I'll set this up. He's going to give us whatever the fuck he's going to say. And then when I'll turn it over to you each individually to do your judging. Begin that by saying that your character either nods their head or shakes their head. Basically, a yes or no. It's a pass-fail, right?
Okay.
And then give us a succinct piece of criticism that encapsulates your vote based on your particular set of criteria. And of course, bonus points for being weird and cryptic. This is the Afterlife, after all.
And who is this telling it to him?
I'll tell you. You'll find out as he does.
Fair enough.
I'm saving that for everybody.
Are we Pharasma here?
No. You're Pharasma's sexy lovers, servants.
Psychopomps.
Yeah. Pharasma fucks a psychopomp usher. I'm so excited, John. I'm just so excited. Welcome back, Johnny. So
I'm glad to be back.
Stanhope steps aside, creates his composition, and then he is called forward to the heart of the garden anima, the home and refuge of Mirtu, death's consort, the psychopomp usher of poetry, trauma, and war. He who cares for the souls of soldiers, victims, those who die gripped by their strongest emotions, and also those who take their own lives. But now a vast crowd has gathered, Johnny. No pressure. It's hard to make them all. It's hard for Stanhope to make them all out, but they somehow seem to be people and moths. And then the three judges take their thrones before you. First, it's a judge played by Robert. To Stanhope, he appears somehow as both a very uptight, judgmental grip and a tiny whippoorwill wearing a plague doctor's mask with a jangly collection of noisy trinkets tied to his tail feathers. Next we have, played by Katie, a creature that somehow looks like Dora at the height of her Dora-Tima confusion at the top of Act 3, and a horrifying, faceless, gray-skinned, long-armed humanoid whose fingers are 2.5-foot-long steel needles. Finally, your final judge, played by Paul, is a small creature, adorable, that somehow seems to be Dabwick and a tiny little dragon covered in raven feathers, wearing spectacles. Mirtu, Pharasma's lover and consort, gestures to his left. Bare your soul, mortal. Show me what you got.
There was a young man named Nixon, and life got all of their kicks in. Stanhope made art, straight from his heart. Hoo boy, they both need some fixin'.
Much applause, many cheers, and then sudden terrifying silence. One by one, the judges stand and deliver their verdicts. First, it's the whippoorwill that somehow also grip.
He nods yes. The meter was tight, and the rhyme was true.
Next, the freakish nightmare monster that's somehow also Dora and Anathema.
Shakes her head no.
You hide.
You turtle. You fear the light.
Oh, the tiny little dragon covered in raven feathers that's somehow also Dabwick, because isn't inside Dabwick the possibility of everything?
Yes.
Flies in the air. Adjusts their spectacles just like that librarian we met last week.
Life's kixin. Heart's fixin'. Yes. I see great passion in your work. I feel it.
You have survived one judgment. The next one will not be as pleasant. Are you ready? Or would you stay here for a time?
If we're gonna dance, let's dance.
Strike up the music! The party continues, the garden anima, and we will bid a farewell to Stanhope Nixon, who has just earned some time of rest and peace here in this court to recover from the traumas of his life before facing his final judgment. Now, we don't know and won't know what the final outcome of his judgment is, but we do know that with that poem, he bought himself a measure's peace. Speaking of facing judgment, let's put a bow on Stasi. So with the worship of Syrinrae being so dominant here, the Church of Pharasma, Katie, is something of a niche thing in Kathir. It's not like an underground thing. It's just less prominent.
It's probably utilitarian. And,
yeah. So I was trying to think of what would they do
a
here?
station house.
Well, so there's so much investment in cremation as a funerary practice among the Syrinrites that I was like, well, then who's doing what other people might want? And I was like, oh, so maybe here it is the Church of Pharasma that maintains the city's only graveyard. And so their dark black Gothic church is perched on the end of the one graveyard in the city so that anybody who comes from a part of the world where that's the practice, or anybody who follows a belief system where that's the practice, has a place to go where there are people who know how to do it, will consecrate the ground, will take care of those souls on their journey. In much of the world, Pharasmans do tend to lean towards cremation, but I think here this is just like a little cultural, in our story at least, it's a little cultural affect that they oversee the burial grounds. Yeah, so I can picture this church on the edge of a graveyard that Brother Karash delivered Stasi's body to probably yesterday, I guess, because that was always the plan. What do you picture happening here? What is the end of her journey?
I think they perform those, that it's not a ritual and it's not rites really, it's just the service of cleaning and tending to the body for burial.
Yep.
None of us are there, so I don't think we see the things like when they remove her hat and her clothes and her boots and all her things. I think she's so much smaller than you would ever believe.
Than the space
she
took
is
up.
a tiny, taut person, shorter than you think, wirier than you think, you know, and of course, there's no judgment in this space, but I think there is a feeling of them removing layers of armor.
Yeah.
Even beyond the armor that they removed from her. I've been wondering if they would perform a Speak with Dead.
They sure could.
To try to figure out what her last wishes were. She wouldn't have had anything written down on her. And no one... she probably didn't tell anyone. She certainly didn't tell Pandora. I don't know who she would have opened up to about that. Probably only Barnabas, if ever anyone.
Let's picture High Priestess Shareri Gulshani taking the 10 minutes to cast this spell, pricking her finger and tracing the spiral in her own blood on Stasi's forehead, praying and canting for 10 minutes, then laying a hand on her chest as breath very gently flows into it.
And when it flows out, there's a little trace of smoke.
And she asks, "Sister, who were you?"
I served.
Where were your vows taken?
Caliphas. In the Maiden's Choir.
We were preparing to bury you, for that is the custom here. Is that your wish?
Yes, but you should burn this body.
That is what she would want, but what she
Yes.
thinks should not be done.
And she's specifically thinking of the seed-born consumption that is in her.
Yep.
She doesn't
Yep.
know enough about it
To know for sure if
to
it'll
know
die.
for sure if
Yeah.
it will die. But she has long dreamed of the embrace of the mother.
Would you have any token or message sent to anyone you loved?
The one I loved waits for me. The others, they have all that I could give them.
Sister, you are not alone. How would you have us remember you?
I served.
Thank you for your sacrifices. We wish you well on your way to your judgment. We are, of course, jealous that you will meet her before we do. But I hope to see you again on the other side. And the spell ends. And then overnight, I guess last night, while you were all sleeping, Sazi's body was burned beneath the stars in the city of Kathir, in the nation of Kadira, on the continent of Kazmarin, so far from home.
And the smoke spiraled up into the sky.
And that's the end of chapter 187. See y'all next week.
Bye, Stasi.
Bye, Stano. Dark Nexus is produced by Plug and Hum Productions. This podcast uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Incorporated, used under Paizo's fan content policy. This podcast is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, please visit paizo.com. That's Paizo.com. Dark Nexus uses music and soundscapes by Syrinscape. Check them out at Syrinscape.com. That's Syrinscape.com. Opening and closing themes, along with additional music composed by Rob Kauzlaric. Artwork for Dark Nexus is by Matt Wahlquist. And thanks to DMCP, Richard and Ari, Paul and Shannon, Scotty, Jason, Jess, Joe, Chelsea, Matt, Dave, Derek, Darren, Michaela, JH, the Biscuit Buddies, and everyone we've gamed with over the years for all the memories and inspiration. I got a thing to share.
Share it.
Share it.
I made a thing.
Why don't
Share
we?
it.
I made a thing.
What is
Show me-
it?
show me the-
Why don't you share it?
Why won't you
Oh my
share it?
God. Look at your screens and shut your cake holes.
Ooh.